Okay, KF7QGY here for the second part of a promised video. So, just in case people were wondering how I managed to make the shelf in this thing go up and down with the lid, I was waiting to do up a modification, which I will talk about here in just a second as well, to have an excuse to pull the top half of the box apart. So now that I have done that and I've made the modification, I still have a problem with the modification. I think it's something with the way that the radio is wired, and I'll be open to suggestions, and hopefully I figure it out soon because I will need the radio. But anyway, so the way that this box was set up to be able to open and close, if you take a look at the main framing here, you will see that it is the 2020 channel that is used for making 3D printers and things like that. So I have the roller skate that's down inside there with the four wheels. You can barely see it. And so with the different parts coming up, it allows for some stability along with some flexibility. And then if you take a look at it here, come back over here to my favorite side here with a little bit less glare on things. Here I have a piece of essentially brake cable housing that comes down, runs down in alongside, and then comes back up here into the back behind all these wires, and it comes up just terminated extra with the cable that comes up. And I have that for all four of the skates. I did an adjustment on it, and I set it up with a screw to help hold it as it was fed through this bottom of the skate and come up at a diagonal angle. And I did that just in case for metal fatigue and things like that, and the cable stretching out. So that is how I made the box, or how I made the shelf go up and down with the lid. It is all done with cables, and so the weight of the 991A and the Nuke and everything like that on it just pulls down on it, and so that's what allows it to return on the inside. And then I had to put in these supports here on the side with little screws down inside to help hold it, and that's what holds the lid up. So it was a pretty simple system. I couldn't find anything like it to when I was making the box to try and help model it off of it. So it's kind of a fun little adventure. But now that I have the top off, people can see what is down inside the bottom of it. So there's the main body for the Kenwood 71A. I have my fuse block here. That has all the different power distribution and things like that going on for the different radios and everything else. My Anderson power pole hooked up for the 991A for the USBs that come out of the top of the shelf. I have the main body for the FTM 400, and then of course the back for the power pole connectors, the volt gauge, and the other USB output on the front. In the back is a bigger cluster of wires. You can see where the radio programming wires and things like that come off. I have the UHF, VHF radios coming off together. And then I have the 991A antenna hookups that come off next to each other as far as that one goes too. So all relatively simple. And then the upgrade that I just made was putting on, so because the Kenwood 71A, it has two different external speaker ports, so I put in two different external speaker ports. I put in a quick disconnect style. Let's get some light over here. Put in a quick disconnect style for the microphone so that I can connect and disconnect the microphone. Now this, if you remember from my other video as to how the radio sits, or how the box sits on the table, this will allow the operator to have a lot more of the microphone cord available to them, as well as being able to hook up headphones instead of being stuck with an external speaker port. And then same thing over here on this side. The FTM 400 only has a stereo output port, so I did up the single port and again a microphone port, and I did change that out from an RJ, I think it was an 11 or 12, essentially the same thing, but it's a 6-pin, over to a RJ 45 to fit inside that connector. That way, again, more reach for the microphone cord, and being able to put in headphones. That way, essentially, all three operators can use headphones. So that is what the inside of the box looks like. Pretty simple. And so now I'm going to put it back together because we have events coming up now. So I will hopefully be getting to a demonstration video of how the ATAS function works with the 991A and the RT, or the LDG RT 100 auto tuner. So hopefully that video will be coming out soon, and thank you everybody for watching.